Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E24 Vision podcast. I got myself, Hector, also known as CN6. And with me, I got Jazzy.
What up?
And I got Hav. I'm a bitch. Hav isn't here. Hav isn't here again.
That's funny, bro. I set him off on it. Like, yo, whenever one of us is missing, we do that. Like, what up, Javi? He's like, yo, what up? Jazzy, also known as Mario. What up? I'm a bitch.
Hav isn't here. But before we get into it, guys, we're gonna be reviewing Knuckles, the TV series on Paramount, and this is gonna be especially dedicated, man, to Ramiro, man. Shout out to Ramiro because he was definitely looking forward to this one, and the reason why Hav isn't here is not because he was busy; he just did not want to do it. Mm-hmm. And hey, that's just the truth, man. I'm gonna be transparent with you guys, man. It is what it is. So take it up with him, right? Send him a death threats, right? In the message.
Don't do that. If not, just send him a dick pic.
Yeah, he would like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just did not want to do it, man. Hey, it is what it is, right? We definitely want to be transparent with you guys, man, and not just be weirdos and lie. Mm-hmm. But speaking of being transparent, we actually were not gonna review this at all.
Yeah.
And we came to the conclusion that we weren't gonna review it. But then after I saw the show, I'm like, you know what? I do want to say some things, man. I do want to review. I knew Hav didn't want to do it, and I'm like, I hit up Mario. Mario, was chill about it, and he's like, you know what, let's do it. So I appreciate you, Mario, for wanting to do it. And not only that, because we reviewed the first two Sonic movies. I think Sonic 2, it was us three. The first one was just me and Hav. And this was back then when we were just reviewing whatever we wanted. It wasn't necessarily like reviewing new stuff, up and coming stuff. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we did that. I enjoyed both of those fucking movies. And obviously, without a doubt, we are going to be reviewing Sonic 3. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a big one. But yeah, before we get into it, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And make sure you follow our socials at E24 Vision Podcast or go to E24VisionPodcast.com. You're going to see all of our links there. Also, make sure you join the Discord. It's going to be the first link in the description. Wherever you're listening, join the Discord, man. You're going to catch Jazzy and I talking about up-and-coming news related to entertainment, movies, video games, just chatting it up, and you guys
posting clips and shit. I saw your clip. That shit was fun.
Oh, yeah, I posted the clip. Yeah, so I'm there posting clips as well. Like, if you have cool gaming clips or whatever, feel free to post them in there. And, whatever, if you see Mario and I talking to each other and stuff, don't feel excluded. You could just jump in man, and give your own thoughts as well, and just join in on the conversation, man. We're trying to get the Discord very active. Not only that, also follow Mario and I's on X, formerly as Twitter, right? Mario is at Just Jazzy. Mine is at Seeing6. That's we're gonna try to be more active on there. Give our opinions on what's going on in the gaming industry and entertainment world and stuff. And try to be more active on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, let's really get into it, man. Knuckles on Paramount Plus. And the thing is, as well, is I don't have Paramount. I have, what was it? Was it Prime Video? Prime Video. I have Prime Video.
Prime Video, but through that,
you're able to watch
through that. Your sister had a Paramount Plus subscription, which you were allowed to watch it on Prime.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so you still need both.
You still need both. It's like an add-on.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how Prime does their shit like that.
Interesting.
Because on my Prime, I couldn't watch it. It said available with add-on.
I'm assuming. Can you just how to explain it? Can you just buy a subscription for like Prime Video, including the Paramount? So technically, you don't have a Paramount account, but it's connected with Prime Video, and you could just watch shit through there.
I mean, maybe because
we don't have Paramount. That's the thing.
Maybe it's cheaper on there. I got no idea. It's one of the things where I just pay for Prime. I don't pay for anything else. Yeah. But I know you have you can add like a Stars, HBO, all their shit like that, bro. How like on DirecTV shit like that, you would have packages like, do you want to add HBO to your package? It costs an extra $30 or whatever the fuck a month.
Yeah.
It's kind of how that works for Prime.
Okay, I guess that.
Yeah. So I had to watch this shit with the links, bro.
With the links.
I wasn't gonna pay
Minecraft.
I wasn't gonna pay for Paramount Plus, not until they had the Avatar shit. Fuck that.
Avatar? Oh,
that's where it's
Airbender?
Going. Yeah. Well, the movie's gonna come out in theaters, like actual legit theaters, but the show is gonna come out and air on Paramount Plus because I think Paramount is owned by like Nickelodeon or some shit. I forgot, or connected with it. So that's where they're gonna air the TV show to get people to buy it. And obviously they got me, but I'm just waiting for the show to come out.
Yeah.
It's supposed to come out next year, but the movie got delayed. Yeah, because the movie and the show were supposed to come out the same year, but then like I forgot like a month and a half ago or a month ago they announced that the movie got delayed, and I was like,
really?
Yeah, it got delayed like 2026.
Damn.
So right now only the TV show, from what we know, only things that are official now is the movie and the TV show.
Okay.
And the movie got delayed to 2026. So I'm just like, wait, if the movie got delayed, isn't the TV show gonna get delayed? Because they didn't say anything about the TV show. So I'm just like might as well delay that shit because like what the fuck.
But the TV show was good, right?
I mean, Korra and Aang, they're both. Well, I prefer
like
Aang.
Was it solid like the show?
Both shows are at minimum good.
I'm talking about the new one, like the live adaptation one.
Oh, that one was okay. I think it was okay.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like another. I'll probably give it like, as a fan of like a diehard fan of the franchise, I'll probably give it like a 5. But if I take that out, I give it a 6. I think it's okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. God damn, Mario. But yeah, we apologize that we didn't review that one. I mean, Hav and I, we aren't really Avatar fans because we never really seen them. But I guess if 2026. If that movie's coming out, I guess I have some time to.
Well, if you watch that, you have to watch the show.
The animated.
You have to watch the show.
I mean, sorry, is that short as well, or is that
it's like 3 seasons, but each episode is around like 20 minutes.
How many episodes per season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Maybe like it's like
30.
For sure, less than 30 in each season.
Oh fuck!
But I'm pretty sure the first season's only like 12 episodes, some shit like that. But they're all like half an hour type shit. But in order to watch that movie, you have to watch the show because this movie is them in their 20s. So you gotta watch the show.
Okay. So yeah, guys. So if you guys are looking at the title, man, this is gonna be a spoiler review. So we're just gonna really jump right into it. We're not gonna do a non-spoiler section just because the show's already been out for a while, man.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna dive right into it, and I guess maybe Mario, we could just start off with like our initial reactions as to when Knuckles was actually announced, because I know there was rumors like a long time ago, like, oh, Knuckles getting a spinoff or it's in the works, but obviously we didn't get a trailer at the time. And me personally, I was hyped for it because I'm like, yo, the first 2 Sonic movies were really good, bro. They're fucking fire. And so now we're getting a Knuckles spinoff, bro. That's gonna be sick as fuck as well. And so obviously we got the trailer as well, and I was looking forward to it. You know, what about you, bro? Like, were you looking forward to it?
Well, for me, I think we should begin with our connection with the franchise.
All right, yeah,
because it's vastly 2 different things from you and me. You are legitimately like a diehard fan of this shit. Like, you love this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I could confidently say that. Me, I'm the exact opposite. But like, I grew up playing on my Game Boy when I was a kid and shit, but it never really, like, I never really grew an interest like you did, like, at all. And so when I saw the trailer for this shit, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I did enjoy the movies. Like, the movies are good. They're good they're good. It was one of like if not the first like good video game adaptation.
That's true.
Like, I'm not even gonna cap it. I think it was.
Right. Yeah, the first Sonic movie, which was back in.
Fuck. Dude, we're in high school. Were we in high school? If it was 2018, we were in high school.
Something like that.
Well, either way, man. It was like one of the.
I have no idea. I could look it up real quick.
Look it up. But it was like one of the very first like good adaptations from a video game franchise. We're like, and that's why there was a lot of hype around it. It's like, whoa, an actual video game that actually had a good adaptation. Like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't watch the first movie when it came out.
No, fuck no, 2020, bro.
Oh shit, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. Not 2018. I'm tripping.
All right, so
2020.
But what's it called? I didn't watch the first one because, like I said, I wasn't really never a big fan or even a casual fan, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really? Okay.
But I knew that it had a good reputation, the first one, right? And so I didn't watch it until we were gonna review the second one. So I had to watch the first one. I was like, oh wow, that's actually. I'm not gonna lie, even not as even a casual fan, just someone who I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched it because I had to. I was like, you know what? I'm kind of happy I watched it because it was actually a really good one. And the same thing with the second movie. I really enjoyed that one also. So when I saw the Knuckles review, me going into it, I thought it was gonna be about Knuckles.
Yeah.
And shit, right? So I was like, okay, it might be good, but based off the trailer, it just looks like I had the feeling that it was like, I feel like there's not a passion behind it. Based off the shots we were getting, I was like, I feel like they're only doing this for like cash grab, like they wanted subscriptions and shit. Because I don't know, man. It just the feeling I got from the Halo live action show, I'm just like, I don't know, man. It just doesn't look like the same. Like, you know what I mean? But so my expectation was like, all right, I'll watch the first episode, see how it is and shit, and we'll go from there. So that's what my mind was at going into it.
I mean, obviously I was hyped. I mean, actually, what you just said is that you're not a diehard fan. You were never really into the Sonic games and stuff or lore, but you still enjoyed yourself with the movies, right?
Oh yeah.
So imagine if you were actually into those games and stuff, because those two movies did really well, especially Sonic 2, bro. Everybody loved Sonic 2, man. Even even the fans and stuff, everybody loved it because it stayed true to the games as well and everything. And I really liked it, man. I had a really good time in that movie, and I think I gave that movie a 9 actually. So hopefully it's Sonic 3. I'll give that bitch a 10. But
hopefully,
it got and I think we talked about this yesterday, Mar, when we hanging out when we got the end credits scene for Sonic 2.
Yeah.
And listen, guys, I'm gonna just say it because if you're listening to Knuckles, you've probably seen Sonic 2. Plus, it's been 4 years or something.
Yeah,
it came out 2020. So if you guys don't know this, then I don't know what to tell you, man. But yeah, at the end credits scene, we get to see Shadow the Hedgehog, and I was already expecting it because Sonic 2, everything that was basically happened with the whole Dr. Eggman and finding Knuckles and manipulating Knuckles and stuff, that's from the actual game itself, from Sonic 2.
Oh wow.
And so that's why people like this. Like, holy shit, that's really cool. And so we saw Shadow the Hedgehog, right? There's a chance that what people are saying, I think developers, I said developers, it's a video game. The producers and like the writers, I think they did say that they are planning on taking the storyline from Sonic Adventure 2 for Sonic 3, and that was Shadow the Hedgehog's like first appearance. And bro, Sonic Adventure 2 is probably my favorite Sonic game like ever at all times. I played it on the GameCube and stuff. Sonic Riders and stuff, I remember playing all that shit. But Sonic Adventure 2 is fucking one of my favorite Sonic games ever, and that storyline's fire. The missions are fire. Everything's fucking fire. And so if they do take the storyline from that, it's going to be interesting, man. I'm like, okay, that's going to be pretty fucking cool. I want to see what's up with that. And I just hope, Shadow the Hedgehog is done right, man, because he's an anti-hero. He's not he's an anti-hero. He's not a complete villain. He's not a complete hero. He just basically does whatever he wants to do that's going to benefit him. And we found out that Keanu Reeves is actually playing him as his voice. People are hyped about it, and me, I'm like, okay, cool, right? But personally, I kind of wish that we got the voice from either Sonic Adventure 2 or Shadow the Hedgehog, the game. I forgot who.
Oh, he has his own game?
Shadow the Hedgehog has his own game.
Damn.
And in that game, you could ride he rides like a motorcycle. You could ride a motorcycle, he uses guns. He uses literal guns, and he kills people and stuff. I swear to God.
Oh my God.
I swear to God.
I did not.
No, yeah, he don't give a fuck. No, and what's really interesting too, I don't know when that game came out, bro, but it's old. It was on the GameCube and PS2.
Oh yeah,
and OG Xbox.
Oh shit.
So it's an old game, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, I grew up playing with it, and I fuck with it, right?
Yeah.
But many people, I guess, didn't like it. It received bad reviews because the game was whatever. Me personally, okay, sure, I'm blinded by nostalgia, but I thought it was pretty interesting because it's a really old game that you play as Shadow the Hedgehog as an anti-hero, and you get to choose whether you want to help gun like the humans, whatever, because there's an alien invasion that's happening, right? Or you could help the aliens. So you could choose whatever you want, and in each mission you have a choice whether you get to help the master, like the aliens, or you could help Sonic and like Knuckles, and they'll be like right behind you, like helping them and stuff. And whatever choices you make, right, leads to an ending. And there's multiple endings.
Oh wow, that's cool.
There's multiple endings, and
for an old ass game, that's cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's my point. It's like, yo, that's pretty interesting. Not only that, as you progress through the story, you learn more about Shadow the Hedgehog and his lore and stuff, and what the fuck is going on with him and stuff. And we find out that Dr. Eggman. So the way that happens, right, is Dr. Eggman's father, or is it I'm trying to think. I think it's Dr. Eggman's father or Dr. Eggman's grandfather. I don't know who. What already had Shadow the Hedgehog and was experimenting him and stuff like that, right? And so Dr. Eggman finds his father's or grandfather's lab and finds Shadow.
Oh,
you get me? And uses him. That's why in the end credits scene he was in that cryopod type shit. Like,
so that's his.
Because I forgot who was it. I can't. It was so long ago when we saw the movie, but. In the end credit, it said, "Oh, we found something," or like "Gun found something," or something like that in a lab. And that's why I was hyped. I'm like, oh shit, because it's taking off from the lores of the game.
Okay, yeah, that's starting to make sense now. Yeah.
So it's really, that's what I'm saying, girl. Yeah. And it's gonna be badass. Bro. I don't know, man. It's just gonna be a badass. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So when you put these pieces together, bro, that's why I'm like hyped about it. It's like, dude, that's so fucking sick, man. Especially when Sonic went, at least how I would say it, in Sonic 2, when he went Super Saiyan. Remember that? That's from the games as well.
Oh, wow.
Super Saiyan and all that, like, bullshit. I forgot what it's called. I think it's Golden Sonic, or I forgot. I forgot what it's called. But I just called him Super Saiyan. Yeah. But, dude, like, anyway, the Shadow game, it dives deeper into his lore and stuff, and you get to know who he is. And they also had a multiplayer. Not I don't think I had a multiplayer like online.
It was LAN,
but it was like you could play like 4 people. Like it'll be like typical like
split screen type shit. Oh, okay.
Not the campaign. You cannot play the campaign split screen. But you could verse each other.
All right, yeah.
So like you're running around a map with guns and stuff, and you get to choose your different characters and stuff. And it's super weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. The lore is super weird because the OG Shadow is. The Shadow that we get in the game, we find out later that he was a clone.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro, it's really extensive. So he's a clone, and he has an existential crisis, like, what the fuck? I'm a clone, or like my visions, like, are these even real? Like, it's really complex, bro. If you really think about it, it's like, holy shit. Damn. And personally, me playing the game as a kid, like I had trouble understanding it. I was like, what's going on? Just hand me a gun. Yeah, hand me a gun. Let me ride this motorcycle. Let me do my thing. But it's really extensive, man. It's really interesting. So because of that, right? Whenever you play split screen, you get to choose like different versions of like Shadow. Like for example, the OG Shadow, right? Quote unquote OG, right? He has the red like stripe or whatever. So whenever you're playing split screen, there'll be another Shadow but has like a yellow stripe. Oh. You know, and then you could play as metal. So like, there's like a metal Shadow,
a full on metal,
like a robot. Yeah, like there's like a metal Sonic as well.
Oh,
in the lore and stuff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Dr. Eggman. Yeah, I'm telling, it goes deep, bro, and that's what I fuck with. Because here's the thing, dude. I never fuck with Mario. I'm gonna be real. Nintendo's Mario, like Mario and shit. I just never fuck with it. Like the whole side-scrolling thing, I never fuck with it, right? Sonic was one of the first games that got me into like the side-scrolling. Like, holy shit, this is actually cool, and there's lore to it. With Nintendo, with Mario, there's no lore, bro. There's no, like... I mean, we have a friend named Rivardo, right?
Yeah, he's told us this, yeah.
He's a hardcore Mario fan.
Yeah.
Hardcore. Absolutely hardcore. Knows everything about Mario. He even speedruns Mario 64.
Yeah.
Like, he's super into it.
And he's good at it, too.
Yeah, he is. And he admitted to us that, you're right. I mean, there's not really any lore or extensive lore to the Mario universe. It's just a new Mario game. Because whenever a new Mario game comes out, I'm like, are they expanding the story? He's like, honestly, bro, there's not really a story. It's like, it's a one story done deal, but there's no lore of like whatever.
Yeah.
With the Sonic games, there is. And that's what really got me into it. It's like, okay, cool. And also the abilities, the characters, Knuckles, and all that stuff. And I guess the first game I really played would be Sonic Advance on my Game Boy. That really got me into it. Then I played Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube, and that shit was fucking fire. And then I got Shadow the Hedgehog on I think it was OG Xbox, and I played that shit, and it just kind of spiraled like through there, right? But that's pretty much it. How the whole Shadow the Hedgehog is. So I wonder how they're gonna do it here. Like, is he gonna kill some people, or like what's going on?
Nah, there's no way.
Probably not. At
the end of the day, they're making this shit for kids.
Yeah, but for a fact, he is gonna be a villain because in Sonic Adventure 2, he is a villain from the jump, and then like that's where like he more leans into the anti-hero. He's like, you know what? All right, maybe I shouldn't do this or whatever the fuck. Right, but obviously he was introduced as like a villain.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely excited to see what's up. And the thing is, as well, with this show with Knuckles, I was hoping that this Knuckles show would, I guess, set up Sonic 3 in a way, but it did not. It did not set up Sonic 3 in a major way, but it did set up Knuckles' character, and that's one thing that I'd really kind of want to dive into. And if we're gonna be brutally honest, man, this show should not be called Knuckles, man. It should be called Wade. You know, it should be called Wade, because the thing is, man, you're thinking, oh, it's Knuckles, man. We're gonna see fucking Knuckles and stuff. You do see him, but he's not the main character, man. Unfortunately,
side character.
The main character is fucking Wade Whipple, which is the best friend from the cop from the main character that was friends with Sonic. And so, like, if you compare with the Sonic movies, Sonic was the main character, and then it was I forgot his name. What was his name?
The main guy. The main. Yeah. I forgot his name, but I know
he was like more of a side.
Yep.
Here in Knuckles, it's flipped.
Yep.
Where Knuckles is a side and Wade is like the main motherfucker. And personally, I didn't like that. Not only that, it more transitioned to like very towards kids, and where sure you can make the argument to where that Sonic 1 and 2 were made for kids. Sure enough, I mean we went to Sonic 2 and we saw a bunch of kids, right? But it was done in a way where yes, kids can enjoy it, but also older people that grew up with the games can also enjoy it really well. And that's one thing that I really appreciated. With this show, it's, for me at least, it didn't necessarily hit like that. It was more so like, oh, I'm watching like a kids type of deal. Because the comedy is ramped the fuck up. Because from what we know, Wade Whipple from Sonic 1 and 2... Actually, was he in Sonic 1? I don't know.
I don't know, but for sure
from
Sonic 2.
He was a comedic relief.
Yeah.
Right? He was a comedic relief. So he's the main character here. So now there's no longer a comedic relief. It's more of just like a comedy.
It's like a buddy cop show.
Yeah.
It's them traveling to not Vegas, but like the Reno, and it's their journey there.
A road trip situation.
It's a road trip situation, and you go through all the wacky adventures that they get into, and it's just like, I signed up to see Knuckles.
Yeah.
I didn't really sign up to get Wade. Would I have mind with it if he was a side character? No.
Yeah.
It's just tough to make a side character from the second movie, make him a main character, because in that second movie you somewhat care for him. Like I'm not gonna say he's like, oh, no one cares for him at all, but there's very little interest in him. So when you take a character who has very little interest and make that the main character of a spin-off show where that's titled Knuckles, and people are going into it like, oh, it's about Knuckles.
Yeah.
You're gonna get like, yo, what the fuck is this? I'm like, why couldn't he be like the exact same thing how it is in the second movie, where Knuckles is the main character and he's just like the guy for the comedy, like the comedic relief. There we go. So that was just something that for me was just upsetting, because I'm gonna be brutally honest, I just didn't care. Like they tried making you care with his dad issues, like where his dad abandoned him, and I'm just like, all right, yeah, I can sympathize with that, but at the same time, like, there's still not enough there for me to like, yo, I'm enjoying the show, if that makes sense. And I'm assuming you were the same way.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously the highlight was when Knuckles was on screen,
dude.
And one thing I will say as well is when Knuckles was on screen, when he was like doing his powers and stuff, it looked pretty good, man.
I will say, yeah, the CGI was pretty good.
It looked pretty good. It looked like it could be in the movie. Was it super polished? No, but it looked solid, man. I was like, oh wow, okay.
I'll give him props there. That's for sure. Usually for shit like this, CGI just doesn't look that good.
Yeah, compared to the fucking blockbuster movie, right? Obviously, because they don't have that much money, and we actually noticed that because throughout the show, there's a bunch of shills. There's a bunch of Facebook Marketplace. I got this at Facebook Marketplace. Or hey, we're about to go to town. Spotify, and it shows the screen to like, and then there's other different brands that they talked about. So you could tell, man, like obviously those are shills, right? Those are like companies, I guess, paying to be promoted in that way, right? And we see that, and obviously it makes sense, bro. The thing is, and they kind of knew that, right? So they knew that it's a 6 episode long. Each episode is like 20 something minutes, right? 30 if you include the credits, like 30 something. Right, so it's really short, 6 episodes. They dropped it all at once, so they, in a sense, they kind of understood what it was, man. Yeah. But me personally, I just personally didn't like it, and I get it because if it was mostly about Knuckles, that's hella money for fucking the CGI, bro. You know what I mean? That's hella money. So they thought, well, what can we do to progress Knuckles, I guess, character, right, and save some costs, save some money. Okay, first of all, let's get some companies on this bitch. Marketplace,
hit up Facebook, hit up Spotify.
Let's do this shit. Cool, right? And then let's make Knuckles aside. Let's flip it on that bitch.
Yeah.
Let's save some costs here, and that's exactly what they did. And because they decided to choose Wade as the comedic relief, they wanted to stick with that because he was like that from the previous movies. So what did they do? They made this shit as a comedy because him as an actor, that's where he shines. You know what I mean? So I understand why they did it. I just thought it was like, all right, well, do we really need it? And this is the part where it's kind of controversy because you and I might say, no, we didn't really need it, right? Me, on the other hand, I'm gonna argue, even despite the show was not my cup of tea. I there were some times where I had laughs, where I did laugh. I thought it was funny. There are other times where I'm like, okay, what am I watching? This is not for me. Obviously, it's not for me, right? But I will argue that in a way we did need this, and that's the part where I want to talk to you about, Mario, right? Is because in the very first episode was solid. I like the first episode.
I think the first episode was
the first episode, as always, Sonic and Tails was in there for not that long, right?
Yeah.
And the first episode, we see Knuckles basically struggling to adjust his home life in Green Hills due to his previous lifestyle, and this all takes place after Sonic 2, right? And so we see, this first episode, I would say, is mostly about Knuckles. Knuckles is struggling. He's like, yo, he's doing weird shit, basically. He's like, I'm having trouble to, adjust to my new life. I don't really have a home. I don't have anything, And that is where I think, who was it? Maddie's? Is it Maddie? The wife? The wife of the main guy from Sonic 2. She's the one saying, well, listen, Knuckles, you gotta find how your own self and
your
stuff.
Passion, whatever.
Yeah, and that passion was, oh, well, I'm a warrior. I could train Wade to be a warrior, because he took it as like Wade was wanted to be a warrior, but he didn't know that was like for bowling and stuff like that, right? So essentially, Knuckles is finding like a purpose, right? But to me, it wasn't enough until the very end, and this is where we can talk about it a bit more. So the first episode was solid. I was like, okay.
To me, I
thought it was solid.
I enjoyed the first episode a lot, just because, like, let's be real, Knuckles was the main MC in episode 1, and then that just kind of disappears after that.
Yeah, and so the thing is, in a way, this show does show Knuckles, I guess, progress in a sense where he feels like he doesn't have a home and he's out of place, to now finding a home, and now he feels secured. But I kind of wish it was more focused on that.
Those moments, they spread it out through all the other episodes. It's kind of like, if you was the MC, you probably could have done it in a better way. It's just tough, because you like sprinkle in those moments through each episode. I was like, no, just give it to me all at once, and then progress the story. Like, you had an opportunity here to really expand on Knuckles' character, right? Yeah. Because kind of like, okay, we know he has his like midlife crisis moment, right? You probably could have tackled it in 3 episodes, maybe a little bit more, and then maybe you set up for the fucking movie. It's like, oh, there's something going on here. There's this guy named Shadows. Who is that? And maybe you just tease it. You don't go full on into it. Yeah. But imagine that, bro. It's like, oh my god, not only do we solve his midlife crisis, but now we have lead up to Sonic 3. Something to like give us until that movie comes out.
That's true.
And I'm just like, bro, if you guys would have done that, I probably would have enjoyed it, because I'm being so honest. Like, the first episode is the best one in my opinion.
It is,
because he feels like the MC of the fucking show.
Absolutely.
It is what the fucking title of the show is. It's about Knuckles. But everything after that, it just leads into Wade, and I'm just like, I really don't give a fuck about Wade, even with his daddy issues, bro. Like, I really just don't. Yeah. And that's what's disappointing.
No, I definitely understand, man. And I guess we could really get into the whole plot thing, right? It's in the first episode, it's just Knuckles struggling to adjust his home and stuff, trying to find a purpose, and then we meet Wade, which he was in a bowling team and it ends up getting kicked out, and he wants to compete in the championships in Reno, and the purpose is like, oh well, Knuckles is like, well, I can help you with that. I could show you how to be a warrior, and so you could defeat whoever your enemies are, blah blah blah. And we later find out that enemy was his father, who abandoned him. And basically, that's pretty much it. It's literally a road trip, right? Through about bowling, essentially, with Wade Whipple. And throughout the road trip, with any road trip movie,
there's wacky adventures.
Wacky adventures where we also learn more about Gun as well. The government agency. We learn more about Gun, and they're after Knuckles, and obviously Wade is in the mix, so there's a bunch of moments where Knuckles gets captured, Wade has to save the day, or vice versa. Knuckles has to save Wade and stuff, and it's just, that's pretty much essentially what it is.
That's what it is.
And I guess here, let me see what we could really. Did you want to go through episode by episode or no?
I don't think so. But I do want to talk about in your opinion.
Okay.
What was your favorite episode? Because I haven't asked you. I gave you mine. What was your favorite?
My favorite episode was the first episode.
First episode also?
Because it focused more on Knuckles, bro. And my favorite, I guess, action like sequence, whatever, was obviously the last episode.
One. Yeah.
Right. That's what I wanted more. Right. So I mean, yeah, it's because here's the thing. What was it? Episode? What episode was it, bro? Where people were kind of losing their shit. We're like, yo, this is lit, but the same for us, it didn't really hit. It was the
the dance one, the solo concert.
The solo.
No, there's no way people were actually loving that.
People were liking it, man. People really like the show. Here's the thing, man. I don't hate this show. I don't hate the show.
I don't hate it.
I don't think this is nowhere near great as Sonic 2.
We just weren't the audience. Yeah,
we just weren't really the audience, man. It's clearly catered to kids, man. It's a lot of goofy scenes. Like one scene I could think of that were super goofy. So obviously Knuckles is being hunted by Gun, and previous members from Gun hunting Knuckles and stuff to basically try to take his power, right? And because of this, Knuckles gets captured. Wade ends up helping him, and now there is a bounty on Wade's head, right? And so now they're traveling with this bounty on their head, and one of the bounty hunters was Wade's previous best friend, and the guy that in the first episode, I think, or second episode, kicks him out of the bowling team because Wade sucked.
Yeah,
because Wade sucked or whatever. And you know what's crazy? Wade sucked ass, and he got kicked.
But in the
we don't see him practice. But then the last episode, he's smoking.
Yeah, I think he did a perfect game, which means you got to strike every fucking.
So to me, it's like, how'd you were traveling? How'd you get better? You weren't practicing, but whatever. I guess that doesn't necessarily matter. But anyway, remember that scene where the bounty hunter, like I said, his previous best friend, captures him and puts him in that thing, and then that's where he has his moments of like where he's dreaming and like he's learning the purpose of what he has to do, and there's a whole musical, people liked it and stuff, and he just jumps out of the fucking cage. To me, I'm like, okay, how did he do that? My only thing was, okay, it was probably Knuckles, that spirit guy, I forgot his name, that gave him like a temporary power boost or something. Okay, cool, right? They're aliens, they could do that. I'm not cool. But to me, where I was like, all right, man, like clearly this isn't just for me, man. It's when the bounty hunter was like, let's duel, and he's all talking weird and like he's talking all corny. He has a bike, he goes all the way down, and then Wade is like, sees a group of kids like, can I borrow your bike? I'm gonna have to duel this guy, blah blah blah. And then the guy, like typical like in movie fashion, you might have to find a ride. And then it cuts to a shot where they're far away, and he's like, what? I can't hear you. Like that typical comedy trope, you know? Like this whole scene, sure, it was a I got a scuff out of it, like okay,
like I already get,
you know,
that's what you're doing there.
Yeah, like okay, cool, but it was just super over comedy and stuff, and
over the top, man.
Over the top, and I understand like that's what the show was.
I was somewhat related to where it's like kind of like Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok, really?
Where it's like
I Thor Love and Thunder.
I mean Thor Love and Thunder. My bad. That one. That's the one I meant. Yeah. Or it's like, dude, it's like every line, every minute is like some sort of joke.
Yeah.
Where there's like very, very few, like can we just have like 5 minutes without like a joke coming in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then again, you gotta remember
that's what
they were really just targeting the kids in this one.
Yeah, and like obviously Wade is the main character. He's the comedic relief. They have to make it into a comedy, man. And I won't lie, there were moments where I actually genuinely laughed, where I was like, I actually thought something was funny.
The one that I actually made me laugh was when it's the last episode and he's dealing with Wade's father, and like the commentators are like, he abandoned his child at a store, and then it cuts to him and he says allegedly. And I'm like, okay, that was actually funny.
He's like, I don't condone. Yeah. Listen, guys, I don't condone childhood abandonment, but you cannot beat the prices at TJ Maxx. Yeah. Like shit like that, you know? Like, yeah, sure, that's funny. I guess another funny moment as well was, I don't know why, when Wade is obviously, so now Wade's being hunted because he has a bounty. He's like, I know a place who could help us. And they go to his mom's house. And then we meet her sister. The sister's also weird. Nutcase like Wade. And they're like arguing where she's like an FBI, and like she's like checking Knuckles with the metal detector, and she puts it under his legs, and Knuckles is like, wait, and she's flinging it around under him like if it was like a dick, like what the fuck? And then she's like, what the hell? It's like, and Wade says something along the lines of like, what, you have a metal detector on your job? Or when you're off the job, and then she says like, Wade, I'm never not on the job. Yeah. And then Wade is like, damn, that's a good line. And like that was funny to me. I think that was like that was funny, and obviously with the commentators at the end. Yeah. So there were moments where I did laugh and stuff, but like I said, this is one of those things. Best way I could put it, this is a family comedy like movie. Like this is a comedy. This is not movie. Sorry, show. Yeah. This is a comedy show for like family. You could, have your kids,
family
let's
night.
laugh a lot, let's laugh around, let's have a good time,
most
with
definitely.
some moments where it's more serious, and the only serious parts where we get is when we actually find out the main villain of the show, which we don't get that much screen time until the very end of the show, which is a former employee of Gunn, who is who was Gunn and then was working for Dr. Robotnik, and he is an engineer. He's like creating shit and like trying he has access to Knuckles' powers and stuff. And that's the only thing that that's more serious whenever that happened. And we see, the two agents that are following Knuckles. Like we see more backstories with them, how they were betrayed by Gunn and stuff. And that's pretty the only serious thing that we get from them. But the only thing, basically the biggest thing you could take out of it is they have the ability to take Knuckles' powers or people's powers. And this is the part where I was thinking, okay, this is where it kind of sets up for Sonic 3. Not in a major way, but small little things, right? And I guess, I said we're going to get into it with that, so I might as well just get into that. Let me see, because I put it in my notes. Okay, well, I guess so. First up, I could say really is how Knuckles has now found his home, and now he feels more secured. Yeah, feels more secured, more comfortable. He has finally found his home through this whole road trip and stuff. Even though we don't I wish you saw more of him understanding and whatever. But mostly it was mostly Wade being comfortable with himself and shit. But whatever, right? But Knuckles has finally found his home. He's more comfortable, and he basically now his ideologies now align with Sonic and Tails. Because before, Knuckles didn't really care, man. Yeah. He was mostly
protecting that gem or whatever it was called.
Yeah, right? So Dr. Robotnik wants that gem? Hell no. I'm not doing this for the people type shit.
I'm doing this because this is what my people told me I needed to do.
So I'm going to just help. But now that it's his home, Earth is now his home, he has the same ideologies with Sonic and Tails. And the reason why this kind of sets up for Sonic 3 is because of that, Knuckles is going to be a lot closer with them. And in the games, bro, they're the trio, bro. If you think of Justice League, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, that's what they are. They're the trio. They're the fucking main guys where they're best buds and they do everything together, right?
Oh, okay.
So think of it like that. So because of this, now in Sonic 3, they're going to be a lot closer like how they are in the video games. And not only that, Knuckles is going to be more inclined to saving the world, and it's going to hit more for him. So that's some character development that we see from Knuckles.
Okay,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that.
So that's one. That's one.
We just see his motivation.
Exactly, and he'll be so much better in Sonic 3 because he'll be more closer with Sonic and Tails, right? So that's one thing, right? Another thing as well is we get to see that Gunn, obviously. Or previous members of Gunn. I'm assuming it's some type of agency of Gunn. I'm still kind of confused, but how they have access to take powers.
Yeah.
So my thing, that could be maybe a little foreshadowing in a sense where Sonic 3,
they're trying to take from Shadow or something like that.
Something like that, or they could take Sonic and Tails' powers or something.
Yeah, probably. If they can do Knuckles, they can do the other one.
Yeah, and it'll become a bigger threat or something. You know what I mean?
We got to destroy this gadget that they made. They can take our powers, and we got to destroy that.
Exactly. So here's the thing, right? Like I said, the shit that I'm listing doesn't there's not Avengers end credits scene it sets up the next movie. No, but there's minor small things that
they can pull from this show that can influence the Sonic 3 movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not only that, Wade Whipple, his character is obviously, he had his character development throughout the show.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling in Sonic 3.
Well, yeah, how we view him in Sonic 3. If people who didn't see the show, they're gonna be like, wait a minute, what happened to this guy? Yeah,
exactly. So to me, with the whole Knuckles character development, I think it was definitely important. We needed to see that for Sonic 3. Okay, that's one. Like I said, with Wade Whipple, he's definitely going to have a bigger, I want to say a super big role in Sonic 3, but he would have more courage and stuff, and he will be able to actually do.
I guess for me, it just depends how much screen time he gets.
That's true.
Because I really don't remember him in the second movie, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because in the second movie, I just remember Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, obviously the married couple, and then that's it. So it really just depends how much we see of Wade in Sonic 3. Like if he's only in like the first 30 minutes of the fucking movie, I was like, what the fuck? You give him a whole show just for him to be in 30 minutes of the fucking movie?
Mm-hmm. So I get you. I get you. So that's him like that, yeah. But most importantly, in this show, because in Sonic 2, Gun wasn't really established like that. In Knuckles, Gun is more established. They're way more established, and we find out that Robotnik and the main character, the main villain, whatever, in this movie, how they were once a part of Gun, right? And it led them to form like. This all led for the agency to be explored a lot more and stuff, including the agents, the machinery that they're building and stuff, and so it kind of all makes sense. That's one thing I definitely like. Okay, we established Gun a lot more. Cool. This would definitely help for Sonic 3. Yeah, because Gun is the people that.
That's where the two agents are from, right? The ones that are initially hunting down Knuckles. They're from Gun, right?
They were.
Okay.
They were. Because we find out in the show that they were betrayed or something like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
Or the girl, at least.
Yeah, I don't know about fucking Kid Cudi guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. He's a rapper or something, right?
He's a rapper. He's made music
I don't
for a
listen
while.
to him at all, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No,
he's
in
a
my
rapper
opinion. Both, I guess, because he does make rap and shit. You probably only ever heard one song from him.
Yeah. Okay. Not only that, we also see in the very end of the show, where Knuckles is doing his thing, we see Knuckles unlocks his more powerful abilities. And that's the flame stuff.
Yeah,
So that's finally now unlocked, right? We see that happening, and now it won't be super weird if we see him do it in Sonic 3. We're like, yo, where did this come from?
Yeah, because it's happening in the show.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So we see that coming in. And then, like I said, when I mentioned before already, there's a chance that Gun could take the powers of Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails, forming a bigger threat, hence maybe setting up for Sonic 3. And maybe Shadow could be a part of it as well, to where I wonder how they're going to do it, because in the game, Shadow is actually after for the Chaos Emerald, because he wants power. Like there's an ability. It's pretty OP, not gonna lie. Like I'm trying to remember what it's called in the Shadow game. There's an ability where he says something. I forgot what the line is, but the Chaos Emerald, or the one that he has, turns red, I think, and it does like a blast.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and like it wipes everybody out, type shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it not everybody in the planet, but like in a certain blast radius.
Okay.
There's another one that's pretty cool where he says chaos. No, I think he just says chaos control. Actually, I can't remember, because I remember the game. He's like chaos control, and there's an ability where, like Superman, he flies fast as fuck. So in the game, there's a chance for you to use the chaos control ability, and you could just legit speed run the entire game. Like not the entire game, but like a speed run, like a good portion. And like it's just you going super fast. Like I could show you after. I could show you some clips and stuff. So my thing is, okay, how is that gonna happen? But because Gun in the end credit scene in Sonic 2, they were saying how Gun, we found something. It was him being in a cryopod. I'm assuming he's not gonna have them, because what Shadow's trying to do, because there's multiple Chaos Emeralds, bro. There's multiple.
Oh, there's more
multiple. Think of them like Dragon Balls.
Like I was literally about to bring that up.
Like that. Yeah. Think of them like Dragon Balls. There's multiple Chaos Emeralds.
And they all happen to be on Earth.
Or just Emerald. Yeah, type shit. Or I think scattered through the galaxy, bro. I'm not sure, man. It's been so long since I've played those games and the lore and stuff. Yo, Ramiro, if you're listening, bro, in the comments on YouTube, help me out. But yeah, there's multiple of them, and he's trying to collect them all. Because I think if you collect them all, you have access to the Master Emerald. And the Master Emerald is...
That one's OP as fuck.
That one's OP, and that one is huge, bro. And that's the thing with the Echidnas. Knuckles were deemed to, like, protect.
Oh, so they had the Master Emerald.
The Echidnas, yes.
Oh, shit.
They protected it, right? And I think... I'm trying to remember what happened in the games. It got lost, or... It didn't get lost, but I think Knuckles, like... He's the last of his kind, and... He's trying to find his way back to protect it and stuff, and then Shadow, he's the one trying to take control of it, and like he's just trying to rule everything, bro. Like, typical bullshit, right?
I know what you mean.
Like from Avengers, like Loki with the Tesseract. I want all the power, like typical bullshit. But that's what that is, and so with Gun being more established in this show, it's definitely going to make a lot more sense for Sonic 3 and form an actual bigger threat. And like I said, it's going to be interesting how they do it, because in the Shadow game, he's already established and he already has a couple emeralds, I think. And throughout the game, you have to collect some. But in Sonic Adventure 2, I think he just has one. I think in Sonic Adventure 2, he just has one. Romeo, correct me if I'm wrong, bro. I think he just has one, and his goal is, to find the rest. So my thing is, in this, in the next movie, is it gonna? I wonder how that's gonna play out with the emeralds and shit. You know what I mean?
Maybe we just don't know. Maybe he has one, and it's like, oh, I have one, but I hit it before they captured me.
Because my theory is, bro, is because I know how I've said this before, where he thinks that Shadow's gonna be the main villain, and like, no, I don't think this. I don't think so. I think that Shadow is gonna be a part of the problem, but not the main villain. He will be a villain. He will be part of a problem, but there's gonna be a bigger threat.
And at the end of the movie, he's going to join Sonic.
Something like that.
Not
join him,
but like in that moment, join
type
him.
Shit,
but then it's like, hey, join us. Like, no, I can't join you.
There's like, dude, no joke.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
Shadow's just an emo fuck, bro. He's like no joke. I think there's scenes. No joke, bro. There's scenes in
the game,
and I can't remember what game it was, but there'll be scenes where like. It'll be Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and like Amy all together, bunched up. It's like, Shadow, come join us. And then Shadow's like far away, like with his arms crossed, like, no, like I'm good, or like some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like the emo is like, no, it's like, no, oh, I'm going my separate way. And he just walks alone, and then Sonic is like, all right, have fun. Like he's like, don't give a fuck.
No, that's funny.
Know? Like that's just how he is, bro. And I don't know. I always liked Knuckles. Before actually Knuckles, I was fucking with. It's not Knuckles. Sorry. Before Shadow, I was fucking with Knuckles because Knuckles like, yo, Knuckles is cool. Like he's the type of dude that's like very aggressive. He's mostly angry. He's like what's his fucking name, bro? From the Ninja Turtles, Raphael. He's Raphael like type shit, like where he's
aggressive.
More aggressive and stuff. Like we're gonna do this the hard way or whatever. So I liked him, and then Shadow came in the picture where like it just changed the game, bro. He's like an emo motherfucker that just I want power. I'm only like I'm only gonna do what I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do my own thing on some Miles Morales shit, And so and not only that, but our Shadow is just like a really popular, beloved character, man. So hopefully Keanu Reeves does really like a great job.
I mean, if he's his emo character, I think Keanu can definitely do it.
I mean, that's why people were like hyped about it. But I just have. I admit I just have the personal bias where
I feel you.
I like the voice from the
game. Understand that. You grew up with something, you're like, I want those original voice actors. Yeah, that's just what I grew up on. So I understand that, trust me.
But who knows, right? Who knows? Maybe Keanu Reeves does a good job where he kind of replicates it or something. Because but except for, what's his name? Idris Elba, yeah. Who played Knuckles?
Yeah.
Obviously, Knuckles doesn't sound like that in the game, but I believe it. Like the way he voice acts him, I believe it. I like it. I don't have an issue with it at all.
Yeah.
And I guess we could really go to that. Like, we could talk about his performance, which his performance as Knuckles is solid, man. It's great, just like how he was in the movies. And that's, like I said, he's the highlight, and I wish we got that. Wade, obviously, for his role, I think he did a great job as well, because he's a comedic relief. He's funny. That's just how he is as a person.
And in the movies, bro.
Yeah, and so I think he did great. It's fine, right? Everyone else, I thought the acting was okay.
I was say everyone else was like, especially Kid Cudi, bro. I was like, yo, kid, it's like when I was watching him, I was like, yo, there's sometimes I'm like, bro, you just need to stick to music, dude. you need to stick to music. And I don't know if I'm right about this.
Is this his first ever like something he's in?
No, I think he's always had an interest in acting. I don't know if this is his first one. I doubt it. But I wanted to say this because he's like a mentor figure. I could be wrong, so take this with a grain of salt. But I think he's like a mentor figure to Timothée Chalamet. Like Timothée Chalamet really looks up to him, and he says he credits him for like his success in acting and shit or whatever. And there's like a clip on the internet where they're like, he tells them that, like they tell Kid Cudi like, yo, he said this about you, and he goes like, yeah, bullshit, get the fuck out of here type shit, whatever the fuck, right? So when I saw that, then I saw this, I'm like, stick to being a mentor figure to actors, bro, because like your acting, it was okay. Some moments were good, but there's sometimes like, damn, bro, you're not really.
The acting the best. The acting was okay. I would say just people that
outside the main,
which is okay. If we're talking about Knuckles himself and Wade, I personally thought they did great. Obviously, I was more interested in Knuckles, but for the main characters, I think they did good. but everything else, I thought it was all right.
Like even like that one guy, Wade's friend that was in the bowling team that kicked him out, like that dude. Oh. I'm just like, dude, oh my god, like.
And the thing is, they're just goofy characters, man. They're just goofy characters, and like, it's super hard to kind of judge a person's acting when they're being goofy, because it's like.
Like, I want to say, like, you're not good at acting.
It's like, bro, this is cringe, but, like, you're meant to be cringe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I want to see you in, an actual, like, not super serious, but, like, an actual role where you're not like this at all. Like, I want to see Wade, like, in, like, a fucking regular-ass show. And be like, all right, let me judge you.
Yeah, but, unfortunately, that's just not who he is, man. He's just a comedic character, man. And so, so, basically, guys, they eventually, with this whole everything happening, the bounty hunting, the agents after him, we learn more about Gunn. They eventually get to Reno. Wade reunites with his father. We have like this heartfelt moment where like, hey, I didn't forget about you. Look at these CDs I got you and stuff. But later ends up turning him in and his family to the agents that were chasing Knuckles. And we find out, well, the dad's pretty much a dick.
Yep.
He's pretty much a dick. And he's a famous bowler.
Yep.
And now Wade, at first, was to beat him and obviously build a relationship with him. But now it's just, I'm going to just beat him, bro.
Yeah.
And so now we get a whole scene, I would say the bowling scene of him just bowling with his father and like all that stuff was longer than the actual like fight scene that we got with Knuckles and the main character.
I think
the main villain, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it felt longer.
Yeah, and so like it was mostly like that was the main thing, and then like the Knuckles
the main villain in the Knuckles fight
was like a
side project.
Yeah, it was like a side plot. And personally, I didn't like that, man.
And even with like the fight scene with Wade, when it was Wade fighting that robot with the main villain, how his family pulls up, they're like, well, "You need backup," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" And then like. He like has the Knuckles. They give him those gadgets that
the ones that has like Knuckles powers.
Like, and he's just throwing fucking bowling balls at him. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you gonna do? I thought he was actually gonna punch him. I'm like, all right, that's actually something.
And every time like he's like throwing, he's like, you taught me how to love myself, and you are home.
And with the
power
of friendship,
yeah,
I can do anything.
Yeah, like those scene, like that scene, you could tell. Okay, this is like for kids, man. Like obviously, 100%.
Oh my god,
you know, it's just scenes like that where you just know, yeah, man. This just obviously this is definitely for a niche audience or targeted audience, bro. And it sucks, bro, because like I said, the first two Sonic movies weren't necessarily like that. There was comedy, and it was pretty funny, but it wasn't super over the top like this show.
Bro, there's been other projects where it's like a fill-in project between two major ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't think of one off the bat, but I know for a fact there's been some, and that have been good. And the way you do those, because let's be real, ain't no one really gonna give a fuck about a filler TV show or like mini special project between the two main big projects that you people love and genuinely enjoy, right?
Yeah.
But you have opportunity there to deep dive with a set of optional or side characters or even the main character, fuck it, right? But the way you do is that you take a storyline that people want to see. In this show, it was Knuckles, and you just make it this like, I'm not gonna say make it serious because at the end of the day it's a fucking the franchise is not meant to be serious, and that makes sense. But you can make it to the point where you said earlier in the beginning of the pod.
The Shadow game is though.
The Shadow
game.
Game
pretty serious.
All right.
It's like pretty gruesome. Like dark.
I mean, you're shooting motherfuckers at me. Yeah. But like how you said, like it's meant for kids, but even like an adult can watch this.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta have to approach it, and that's just not what they did with this.
The only way like an adult like would be able to watch this if they really fuck with comedy, or if they're watching it with their kids. Like I said, it's like a family thing. It's like a family comedy.
Dude, literally, we were just talking in the beginning. Avatar is a show that's meant for kids, but a grown if you ever watch it, you're gonna fuck with it, and you're 24 years old.
No, yeah.
It's like you can do it. You can do it.
It's like Teen Titans, bro. The OG Teen Titans.
Yes, facts. That's
that
another one.
Like obviously for kids. I saw that when I was a kid, but like if you really think about it, it's well done.
Yeah, I know.
It could be serious and like you could understand it has some complexity to it. So I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just like
I was expecting that with this, man. I was expecting that with this. I was expecting Knuckles to be the main character, man. Not this should just be called Wade, bro. Like that's it, man. Like
Wade plus Knuckles.
Yeah, or something, because this is not really a Knuckles show, man. Sure, we get the character development of him accepting being a home,
but it happens like they drag it out, bro. And when you do get it, it's only sprinkled in, and you don't really feel the weight.
Yeah,
you feel the weight in the first episode. You genuinely feel because they actually spend time on it. But then it just sprinkled in throughout the other 5 episodes. Like, bro, like you gave me it a little bit, and then you took it away so fast. Now we're back with Wade. Yeah. And I was like, I don't give a fuck about Wade.
Yeah.
And it's just disappointing.
And the whole like daddy issues thing, I was like, okay, we got a serious moment with them. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they're catching up. Oh, I have your CD, son. Look, and he just switches and says, "Nah, bitch, fuck you." Like that was kind of.
I had a feeling, dude. Even when like when they met up and they were talking in that serious moment 1-on-1, I had a feeling, I'm like, bro, this guy is not like, he's not being serious. I could tell he's gonna flip. Yeah. And then it reaffirms it with the mom. It's like, I want you to be happy, but I also don't want you to get hurt. And the Wade's like, no, you gotta trust me now. And I'm just like, you're right.
Yeah. But
I think your mom's right here, because like that motherfucker's is a two-faced bitch.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, right? And he ended up being that. And I was like, I fucking saw this coming a mile away, bro.
Yeah.
But it just sucks, bro, man.
Yeah, man.
They could have done something so cool with Knuckles.
Yeah, and like I said, the only fucking raw parts is when Knuckles around, man, and especially like the last fight scene, that was pretty cool as well. And like the CGI didn't look so bad either.
On the robot, you can definitely notice it, but it's one of those where
with his head, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, dude. It's like you can definitely notice it, but it's like, what kind of? I'm not really gonna hold it against it just because, like, dude, like. With these like characters,
you could tell they just didn't have enough funding. If they had like legit funding, bro. Oh, it would have been like how we wanted it. It would have been a lot more Knuckles.
I know it's just tough because like I want to give them the benefit of doubt, but like you can make a great show, that has a lot of CGI in it and get away with it. Yeah, I mean, this is a bad comparison because this is a fucking movie, but Godzilla -1, they did not have a lot of money, bro. They had like less than 5 million, I believe so, right? Oh, and I'm like, the CGI on Godzilla is fucking amazing, right? So it's like, and then, like I said, it's unfair because that's a fucking movie and this is a TV show. But like, I'm pretty sure, like, no way, like this show probably had a couple million behind it. So I'm just like, you can do it, man. You can definitely do it. It's just how you approach it.
It's just one thing. I guess like the first episode, it was mostly about him finding himself and like him having, what was it again? That ghost spirit echidna that's like,
oh, his I know what you mean. What it is. He's like his father figure, I think. I don't know if
like I want to see more of that, or maybe some flashbacks of him in his hometown, and we could see more.
Bro, this is what I'm talking about. Like, what if there's like moments throughout the show where it's like they have a one-on-one, it's like, let me tell you about the story, or like Wade's like, oh, yo, Knuckles, how'd you do that? It's like, oh, back when I was a young echidna. Yeah. My leader, that guy, the spiritual leader, and it slowly pans up and it pans down, and he's on his planet and he's having a talk with him and he's showing him something like how to do it, and there's like a deeper message behind it, and it's like, that's how I learned it. Yeah. And now it's my turn to do it with you.
Or not only that, another thing too. Remember with the scene where they're Wade and Knuckles are at his mom's house, and the sister, their entire family's there, and they're having like a Jewish family.
I think I know what you're talking about.
They're having like a Jewish family thing. Yeah. And like his mom is saying, oh, my kids are never home, or when they are, they argue. I just want to have a nice time with my family. This could have been a cool time where she could have asked Knuckles, like, what about your family? Yeah. He's like, oh, well, my parents, so-and-so. We learn more about Knuckles' backstory and his family, and there could be like a flashback.
Is there, in the games, is there lore behind that?
I'm not sure. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it dives that deep into it. I'm not sure. Maybe that could be a reason as to why they didn't do it, because then they would have to just wing it and stuff. But yeah, I haven't with Ramiro, man. If you're listening, bro,
it could have been. It could have been as simple as like they have that moment, right? He talks to him about that shit, and maybe Knuckles, when he was a kid, whatever, he was soft. He wasn't as aggressive. He got scared easily, and he watches his parents get slaughtered or whatever the fuck. And he's like, bro, my parents died because I ran away and I was scared. Fuck that. I'm never gonna be scared again. And then that's how he becomes aggressive.
Exactly.
Like legit, that's basic as shit. What I just came up with, but it's better than what we got.
No, for sure. And number two, right? Another thing could be like, oh, well, and he talks about his family, right? Oh, because the mom was talking about their family, right? She asked Knuckles about his family. He's talking about his family. Oh, my family, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets sad. He's like, yeah, and I just don't feel like I'm home. Yeah. And this could be another moment where he feels like he's not home, and he kind of sees Wade's family together, and he's like thinking like, dang, I wish I had that. And then it kind of just adds to more of his character development where he transitions to like, you know what, or maybe Wade could be like, you know what, is like, we are family or something like that.
I know.
But no, instead we get the last episode is mostly about bowling and shit. And the fucking main fight scene of Knuckles trying to save the world. No cops either. No cops pulled up. Nothing. Yeah, right? Which is a weird dude in Reno just fucking shit up with Knuckles' powers. Yeah. Nothing. None of that. That was a side plot, but the main plot was fucking Pistol Pete fucking bowling and shit, and Wade kicking his ass, and like, what the hell's like, I don't know, man. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's just like what I mentioned before, the little sprinkle things that could that helps Knuckles and even Gun for Sonic 3, I do appreciate it and I see it.
It just doesn't.
But
it doesn't move you enough to feel like, yo, this is a great show.
Yeah,
this is even a good show.
Yeah.
And that's the way I am with it. Like, I can appreciate that because those will definitely influence the movie.
Yeah.
But it's not enough for me to raise the score of the show.
Yeah.
You know, it's not enough because it's barely in it. If that makes sense.
You're right. Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, man. Overall, man, I was just I guess I was just left disappointed. You know. I was just kind of left disappointed. I was expecting a lot more from the show. I was expecting a lot more Knuckles. But it's unfortunate that's what we got. And honestly, guys, that's pretty much it, man. I don't know what else to really add. We talked about the whole gun, the most important parts, really, dude. Everything else is just filler, goofy stuff.
Yeah.
I guess, before I guess we close it off, we could talk about another moment. I was like, all right, man. Where it was the fight scene in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Where the mom.
the mom.
Where the mom starts fighting. And, like, you can tell it's not her body, but, like, they CGI'd her face or, like, her head or something. And that just looks super wonky. But I get it. It was, like, supposed to be a cool moment of, like, a one-shot, like, circle scene.
And it was a cool moment. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, dude, come on.
It's too wacky. It's too wacky. Kind of funny, man. I just thought it was kind of funny.
I know what you mean.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we could Mario. And I know, guys. Listen, this is a short review, right? But that's the thing. It's also a short show. It's a short episodes, and honestly, man, most of the episodes, not really much was going on. I mean, it's
just a bunch of filler shit.
Yeah, we already touched on the most important parts, and honestly, and like I said, I wrote it in my notes. I took down the most important part from this show that could somewhat influence Sonic 3. That's honestly the main biggest fucking.
But key word, what you just said, somewhat. Influence Sonic. It's like, bro, I mean, come on, man.
The only big thing that I could see, from this, obviously, that will influence Sonic 3 is Gun, more established, and with the whole power shit. Oh, fuck that. 2, Knuckles finally found his purpose and has found his home, and now he's more established, and now his connection with Sonic and Tails is going to be a lot bigger, so they're going to have like a better, like, chemistry in the movie. That's the only 2 biggest things, honestly, bro. That's pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll give our rating for it, and then
all right, I'll go first.
All right.
So I mean, basically for this show, man, I think heading into it, I think my expectations were exactly what this show was going to be. I thought at most, I'm like, you know what, at most I might give this like a 7. Like it might end up being good. You know what I mean? But my actual expectations that I have, I'm like, this is either going to be a 6 or a 5 for me, right? And the fact that there was really mis-advertising for it, making you think that this show's really going to be about Knuckles because it's titled that, and it's mainly about Wade, and the fact that we get more character progression with Wade than with Knuckles is like, that's not what I signed up for. The moments we do get with Knuckles are the highlights of the show, especially episode 1, the first episode being my favorite, and the fact that the last episode, the final boss fight, is like just like side mission. Is like, what the fuck are we doing here at this point, right? So overall, I think this is not a bad show, but you're gonna be feeling disappointed even if you're a fan or not. You know what I mean? It's just like, this is not. I just felt like, what the fuck is this, man? But I don't think, again,
unless you really fuck with comedy, man.
Unless you really fuck with comedy,
if you really like the comedy and you like having a good time and you know you like Wade as a character, then yeah, you're gonna definitely like this show. Yeah,
man. I think the only way I would recommend this to someone is if you legit have kids. That's the only way I recommend this show. I'm like, you have kids?
Yeah.
All right, then they'll fuck with it. That's it. But if not,
if anything, you probably you'll probably enjoy it more knowing that your kids are enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly. You know? It's like a good little family night, 1 or 2 episodes, you know what I mean? But honestly, I don't think this show's bad, generally speaking. I don't think it's bad. Because like I said, you feel more disappointed than that, thinking like, yo, this is actually a trash show.
Yeah.
What the fuck? No, I don't think it's bad, but I also don't think it's okay or good. So because of that, I think I'm going to give it a 5. I think it's very mediocre. It has good and it has bad.
It's an average show.
It's very, very average. I just think the overall theme for me is just the disappointment. Because you really could have had something here that could have been a special project. That could have been like, yo, that was only 6 episodes, but it was lit.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually, like, meaningful. But you don't. You just think it's, like, more of, like, a waste of time. Like, so, like, if you can skip this show. You don't have to watch it for the movie, in my opinion. Like, because like the minor things that Hector said that might influence the movie, you can skip that. You don't need to watch that. In my opinion, you may say otherwise, obviously, right? Which is fine, right? We each have our own opinions, but like I said, man, I think this show's a 5. I think it's very mediocre, and I think you can skip it.
Yeah.
But, no, you go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the major point, the points that I made, how it could influence Sonic 3, and especially Knuckles' character development. Same with Gun's establishment. Those are the main things, really. I am disappointed, man. It's, I guess, not my cup of tea, to be honest, with these types of shows, especially when you compare it to the first 2 Sonic movies, man. I just left disappointing. Yeah, I did have some
this
laughs.
Show makes you really appreciate the movies.
Oh, for sure, man.
It's like,
for sure,
because like this could easily have been the movies, bro.
For sure.
This feeling.
Hopefully not, man. Sonic 3?
Nah, I don't think so. No way, bro.
Hopefully not. But yeah, dude, I just was disappointed, man. I agree with Mario. I don't think this was a bad show. I did enjoy myself here and there, but it's not something I would really watch again. And me personally, but yeah, I agree with Mario. I think it was an average show. I think it was just an average show. Cool little funny show that you could watch with your family, just chill and stuff. Nothing groundbreaking. I don't think you really have to watch it really, but if you are a really Sonic fan and you got some time to kill, I mean, hey, go ahead. Maybe you enjoyed a lot more. Maybe you have some couple laughs, but just know what you're signing up for, man. And it's not necessarily a Knuckles show; it's the Wade Whipple show.
Yeah.
You know,
the way you said that is funny.
Yeah, man. It's just the Wade Whipple show, right? Or just called Whipple. I don't know.
Yeah, for real.
But that's that's pretty much it. Also, one thing I also want to mention is we see something from the games that I thought was really cool. Hopefully we get to see more of in Sonic 3 is Knuckles' gliding ability.
Oh, yeah.
That's from the games.
For real. So Shadow can legitimately fly. Cause you
not Shadow, Knuckles.
Oh, Shadow. No, but you brought up saying like...
Shadow flies because of the
stone.
Of the emeralds.
The emerald.
The chaos control when he does that.
Okay.
That's an ability that the emeralds grant you.
Okay.
Knuckles, he doesn't fly. He just glides.
Okay. Yeah, that I got.
I don't know how. In the games, they just did it where like he just glides. I don't know why. So I did like that little fun... not Easter egg, but like I love that little callback to oh shit, we're actually seeing Knuckles glide, you know, and it's the game, right? And it was kind of funny is we got the shot where it reminded me of E.T. where
I know what you're talking about
where Wade is on top of Knuckles and Knuckles is gliding and they pass by the moon and it looks like the E.T. shot where like
I thought of that too and I'm like E.T. moment.
Yeah, where E.T.'s in the basket and like the boys riding the bike.
You know what's funny? I've never seen that movie.
I don't think I ever have either, bro.
I've never seen.
I've just seen snippets. I've seen pictures.
I just know I'll be right here.
Yeah, with the finger shit. Yeah, yeah. That's it, bro. But yeah, I agree with Mario. This is a 5. I think it's an average show, man. I don't think it's a bad show. I don't think it's a great show. I don't think it's any groundbreaking. Personally, I was disappointed. I was expecting a lot more, but nonetheless, I did have a couple of chuckles, and I do appreciate the small character or the big character development for Knuckles. I just wish we saw more of that, and I do appreciate the more establishment of Gun, which will definitely play a bigger role in Sonic 3. But with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.